I'm Josh.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Baron.
You guys want to watch Power Rangers?
Oh, no.
Only if we watch every single one.
No!
Okay, so we watched episode 2 after that, of course. It's called High Five. It opens up in just the most hellish location on the planet. The juice bar, gym, dojo, gymnastics studio.
And now building with rope.
Rope swing in the middle.
Not a rope swing, just a rope hanging
sorry,
from
yeah.
the roof.
Yeah, not a rope swing. A rope that you climb.
Like you'd see this in like a school gym, but it's in this random building. I don't
this
know
may
how...
be the school gym.
I truly believe it is. I really think it is.
Maybe.
I think it is.
Yeah. That's a cool gym then.
No!
I don't know.
It's hell!
It's a cool gym.
No.
Well,
there's this guy named Ernie who wears a Hawaiian shirt who owns it.
Right.
Nobody owns a gym. He'd be like the gym.
No, but he owns the juice bar.
In the gym.
Nobody owns a gym.
Everyone owns a gym.
No one owns a high school gym.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They are in California, so it's like one of those like hip, trendy. Yeah, I don't know.
Could have been.
But so I think it's Trini is trying to climb the rope and she can't.
No, atop this rope is Jason, and everybody's cheering him.
Because he can like do no wrong. He's perfect in every episode.
And Trini's at the bottom of it, like Jason, look out! and they're all like, "What are you talking? Stop making."
She's like getting all upset because he's climbing the rope.
Exactly. Yeah. Which we figure out that she is afraid of. Heights.
Afraid of heights.
But she's afraid of heights for other people too.
I think that kind of tracks.
Yeah, I guess.
And so,
but then Bulk and Skull walk in. That plays whatever.
The music in the show is phenomenal.
The most typical
so
making fun of a fat guy music possible. He walks in and just tuba. A
lot of props to the actor for putting up with this role.
Yeah,
it's really just a cruel role towards him.
He is just a 30-year-old man. Everybody else could maybe get away with being a
I looked it up. Most of the actors are like 18, 19, 20 filming it. So they're pretty age accurate.
Bulk has the hairline of a 50-year-old.
Yeah, it's receding. Well, their outfits aren't doing them favors.
No.
Skull has like this weird collar on,
and Bulk is the leader basically
of the
two. The alpha and the beta.
Just like his toady or whatever following him around.
So he walks up and he's like, I bet I could climb that rope. And he goes to climb it. He gets like one little length up and then falls. And he's so fat. He's so fat that it pulls the rope down and part of the ceiling falls and you see that there's a girl reading on the windowsill. What is this building?
No one seems to be worried. They're all just laughing at him.
The building
And it's not like he's trying to be a bully. He just wanted to prove himself like that he could climb.
He's so fat that he damaged the building and they're like, this is a high schooler.
And then they just point at him and laugh.
They really do bully him. I guess he's a bully back, but does every single
I need to know.
Get laughed at by everybody.
I need to know. Okay, so Jason does like karate and he like lifts weights. Billy is like a cool Zach is a cool dancer. Billy is like a genius. Trini and Kimberly like do like gymnastics and yoga. And
Trini,
stuff.
what does she do?
I think she does yoga, right?
She does yoga, yes.
Okay. And, but they're all like athletic. They're like jocks.
Yes.
Why are they getting bullied?
Okay, so the juice bar is at the Angel Grove Community Center.
What does that mean?
I believe Angel Grove is their town.
That's the town.
It's like a senior center for kids.
Yeah, okay.
And it's owned by this guy named Ernie.
Yes.
Who just looks funny.
He's a cool guy.
He looks fun.
But yeah, he structurally damages the building. Everyone's okay with it.
And they just walk away.
And they walk away.
Does Ernie, do we see him react to his building?
They probably show like a 2-second clip of him laughing.
He's super chill with it.
And a quick little tidbit, Kimberly changes her hair from blonde to black, which I realized.
Really?
Black?
Yes.
Her hair is brown.
Or brown, yeah, brown.
Wow. Huh.
She was blonde in the first episode, and now she has brown hair.
Interesting.
No way.
I noticed that. Yes.
Wow. Ernie's homeworld, Earth.
Thank God.
And so they walk away, and
Billy drops a bombshell.
And Billy's like, hey guys, I invented this narrow beam transmission module. You made a walkie-talkie.
Like one
he
day,
made the radio.
But still, like one day after becoming a Power Ranger, he's fully on board. We can talk to Zordon whenever we want.
And
it's the start of their slang, which I hate because they say, "Oh, Billy, this
is more phenomenal."
This is more phenomenal.
We got to start saying that.
but so Billy, he goes, I invented the radio. Here, watch this. And he hits the button to use the radio, and no, he accidentally invented teleportation.
And just the other 4 of them teleport away, and he's like, What did I just kill my
Guess
friend?
I just invented like really specific, really good teleportation.
But then, he and I guess Alpha 5...
Freaks out.
He freaks out, but he's kind of smart because he fixes it perfectly
Because they get teleported to Zordon.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, perfect! I'll fix that."
Yeah.
And they're not even that.
Billy, you created a communication.
He's not even that
Good
impressed.
job. Good job, Billy.
He randomly picked this random teenager who
With
invented
attitude.
teleportation. He's like, "That's par for the course.
I knew you were patient.
You could have done it." And then Alpha 5 knows exactly how to fix it. He's like,
Really is pretty lucky that they teleported to Zordon. If they had accidentally teleported to the volcano that the pterodactyl is in,
somehow connected because there's only a communication.
Yeah, he was already trying to talk.
Radio and teleportation are linked in this universe. Somehow.
Oh, it's Rita Repulsa time.
It's Rita.
She's got a guy named Bones. His name is Bones. He says, "I'm Bones."
Well, her initial plan, I guess part of her plan, is she's going to create a time device to trap the Power Rangers in the time space, just like she did Zordon.
It's called the Time Warp, I think.
Warp.
And she wants, the time warp is where Zordon's trapped, but she just wants Bones. His only point is to capture him.
Yes, so she's looking at the Goblin Man's monsters, and he goes, "Oh, I got a new one. Bones. His name is Bones." And she goes, "Oh, it's disgusting. It's perfect." So he makes it in his little machine.
And he's all happy. He's like, "Wow, I finally impressed her."
And the Bones comes out, and he's like, "All right, let's do this." So they shoot this little time warp device down onto Earth. Again, perfect aim.
It's called the Time Warp. It's a toy rocket ship.
It's an AC car.
Yeah,
With a rocket
ridiculous.
Ship.
Like
a NASA rocket ship.
They zoom in on it going through the
And
everyone's standing on it.
Yeah.
Everyone's just running away from this.
They're like, "Oh my god, an RC car! Oh my god!"
But she has the power of all this. She could just do an orbital bombardment on Zordon's base and
She could just
destroy
drop
it.
a bomb on the entire town.
But I guess they can't say kill or anything
right
in this. So what is her objective?
We don't know. She just wants to take over the
She
world.
wants to get rid of the Power Rangers.
But get rid of them.
So in the first episode,
She wants to capture them in an RC car.
No, she goes, it's time for my coming out party. It's where I blow up the nearest planet, and then it cuts to the Earth.
Yeah.
So this is just,
She just does that.
It's just coincidence that she's
Wow.
on the moon.
And so Bones is in the tiny little RC car rocket ship, which is being covered on national news.
It's very convoluted.
Like they pan past one of those storefronts that was in the 90s, and it's 30 TVs, and every single TV is showing the rocket ship.
Yep.
In this random
on the street.
And so the Power Rangers the kids have turned into the Power Rangers at this point. I believe they're fighting putty monsters.
They're always fighting putties in the beginning.
Not
of the
quite yet. First, they get to the nondescript desert and they see the putties and they say, "Oh, get behind this rock. It's perfect camouflage." They're wearing brightly colored shirts and pants behind a single rock. It works.
And so they find the putties, and this is where Trini's
height fear
comes into play. So they split up. Three of them.
Billy and Trini go one way. Zach, Jason, and Kimberly go the other way.
Billy runs up a cliff, and he's getting chased.
And at this point, the choreography is awful.
And
Kimberly.
This is also when I started getting fed up with the Putties Warriors.
Episode
sounds. They just go.
And all they do is grab you. They're not going to do anything else to you.
Yeah.
If you could just not move, they'll probably just huddle around and go.
Yeah. And Kimberly does a backflip in front of two putties, but they're 10 feet away.
They always make them run into each other or something, and then they just collapse, and then maybe they get back up.
And so Billy's up on the cliff. He's getting cornered by a putty warrior, which he can just punch it. Just
kick it like Sparta.
I don't think you can do a direct punch in
Trini
this
then has
universe.
to climb up the
It's
cliff,
not allowed.
and it's her just this shitty monologue. She's like, "I can't do it, but I have to." And she climbs, and then she goes, "Hey, dirtbag, get away from him." And then the putty tries to tackle both of them, but he just jumps.
He just
off.
sails
Billy
off
also drops his morpher.
He does that.
Yeah,
He's
so
at the
he
top
can't
of the
become a
rock.
Power Ranger, but the other ones
can.
The other ones totally could.
They just want to prove themselves.
No, see, they were caught up because
she's got to overcome her
it
fear.
cuts down to the other three of them, and there's just 6 putty warriors with their arms linked.
It's exactly what you
They're
said.
just hugging them. They're just.
So I
hugging them.
guess you can't just morph. You have to do. You
Yes.
grab it.
Your
put your hands out.
torso has to become a green
say
screen.
the words.
Yeah.
So they could have done that before
So
entering this.
Billy and Trini go down and they save the other guys.
But first, Trini saves Billy up on the cliff,
Yeah,
and
she
Billy says the
overcomes.
words, "That was truly morphitudinous, Trini."
Don't remind me of that word.
What was he trying to say? fortuitous or
It's morphitudinous.
what?
Gratitude mixed with morph.
What is ratitude?
Like rad attitude.
Rad attitude.
But what's the OUS?
Fair, and I can't believe you didn't grow up.
Morphitudinous.
More fortuitous.
Anyways, the kids are really bad at fighting for being kids that are really good at fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because they become Japanese.
Oh,
Yes,
good point.
yes.
Not. Well, they have to become Japanese to fight.
Yeah.
Not that they're bad at fighting because they can turn into Japanese people. So Bones traps them in the spaceship, and they're like shrunken down.
This weird green screen around them. Yeah.
I think this is the first time that like. It's only the second episode, but when someone gets hit and like sparks fly instead of like blood or anything, that's kind of a traditional.
And the first
thing.
time they use their guns.
Yes,
their guns come out. They start using them as daggers first, little energy daggers, and they fight Bones. And he's like, "Meh, you're not gonna get me because I can just regain myself." They break him.
He has a gigantic sword. He drives it into the earth and like splits the earth in two.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is I don't even know how they did this.
Yeah, most powerful guys.
And then he's got skeleton warriors who are just guys dressed up in a Halloween skeleton.
But where
costume.
did
He is just a guy dressed up in a
So
Halloween
Bones
skeleton
like can
costume.
summon his own army. He doesn't even need the putties.
He doesn't.
No. How did he get that power? Okay.
He was made yesterday. Like
No,
that.
he was made like hours ago.
Oh.
And he's fully sentient.
And so while the Power Rangers and Bones are fighting, two of Rita's lackeys, they grab the classic Batman style bomb where it's just
a bomb.
Yeah,
just a ball
fuse.
with a fuse. And they're like, all right, we're gonna blow up the time warp machine and trap him here. But the fuse is like a mile.
I believe their names are Babu and Squat.
Babu
Yeah,
and
Squat.
Yes, Babu's the one who talks like this.
They all talk so.
They all talk,
but they've got.
Well, Goldar's like,
It's like the start of like the classic shitty voice acting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just what you would go to if you didn't have a voice.
If you want to be a
Yeah. When you're like 14 and you're like, I'm gonna do a voice.
Exactly. Yeah, that. And so they light the fuse and they're like, okay, we have a time limit now, and just somehow the Earth opens up. That's when
he drives his sword into the ground
yeah.
and a chasm forms. He forms a chasm. They beat up Bones. They rip his head off.
They blast him with their guns.
Yeah.
They're like,
and he falls apart. And he's coming back together. And they're like, we got to take out his head because they just know to take out his head.
Well, I mean,
that's
I can chalk that one
yeah,
up to
that makes
logic.
sense.
All right.
So they throw his head into the chasm,
Yeah.
And
and
he just blows up.
man, he's just
He
dead.
just blows up. They just kill him.
Yeah, So they
Rita-
have no qualms with killing, do they?
I guess
He's just
not.
Bones.
But
He was already
just
He
Bones.
was already
He's
dead.
already dead.
So then Rita's like, "Oh, that's unacceptable. I'm sending down another."
Another
They
Bones.
send no,
not
sends
another
down a
Bones.
giant.
It's-
just a giant.
I looked it up on the wiki.
Yes.
His name is The Giant.
Whoa.
He has no credited name. I think he's the. I mean, as far as
He
I'm
wasn't
aware,
made out of putty?
He's not. I don't know. It just says he's the Giant. He doesn't have a
That's
name.
awesome.
It's his only appearance.
Huh.
That's it. Like the wiki page is like that's the Giant. He's in this episode.
She has
Yeah.
an incantation that goes,
Oh no.
moon dust soft and pliant, send down this
Giant.
Oh, thank God.
But the way they escape the little time warp area is the bomb blows up and then they all fall out.
There's a hole in it.
Which
Well, yeah, the bomb blows up. They get shot out of
yes,
the warp.
which
and
means that these lackeys' plan just wouldn't have worked
It would never have worked.
because the bomb blows up and they all escape.
And they're back to normal
And then
size.
Jason just immediately beats the Giant without the Megazord even, just as his own
Yes,
T-Rex,
so-
yeah.
One of my notes I wrote specifically, filming the fight scenes in these giant costumes must have been really fun.
Yes.
It looked like they were having a blast.
Yeah.
The Giant fights Jason's T-Rex, which pops out of the ground. He's like, all right, I'll do this by myself because we don't need...
Yeah, why don't
Yeah.
the others help?
I don't know.
He just...
They just
He's
came
not
up.
worth
They
it.
just came
He
up.
seems weird, like infallible. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Jason.
It's just the Giant.
Yeah.
And,
He doesn't even have a name.
And the
Giant.
T-Rex, man, the T-Rex just beats that giant.
It has ice breath.
It does have ice breath. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has ice breath.
Let's chill this guy down, and
Dude,
he
that'd be
uses the
cool.
ice breath, and then the giant just disappears.
And either at this point or a minute earlier, someone says more phenomenal again. I just had to take
Yeah,
note
yeah.
of that.
Yep.
I mean, I could see us, if we were Power Rangers, getting wrapped up with it. Just
saying more
being
phenomenal.
silly, yeah.
Yeah. Rita Repulsa, now she's frustrated. She has a headache. She asks for an aspirin. How does she know what an aspirin is?
That's true.
I mean, she knows exactly where to put all of her soldiers. I feel like she's...
Oh, she probably just saw CBS.
Yeah. We don't know a time jump between her waking up and the first attack.
I guess,
because in this episode, I guess in the first episode too, she just has a fortress net. That's
she
where
built
these bad
that.
guys are.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
has a fortress
That
on
wasn't
the moon.
there.
On the moon, yes.
It wasn't there in the opening scene.
No, it wasn't. Because she just pops out of the space dumpster.
There's like this cylinder she appears out of. Yeah.
And so the conflict is solved. We go back to...
I wonder if
juice
every
bar.
episode will end in the juice bar.
I hope so.
Oh, no, the third one doesn't. Never mind.
I want as many episodes as possible to end in this absolutely hellish
And then
location.
the owner Ernie's like, how about them Power Rangers? And they're like, oh, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah. He's like, apparently some superheroes with giant robots.
Yeah.
Save the park.
And Trini's like, I don't know if I can climb this rope, guys. And Zach pulls out a skeleton mask. And she's like, oh my god, it's bones! And her logical decision is to climb up this structurally unsound rope.
But also,
Well,
I mean, they speed it up in editing, but in real life, she climbs this rope in 3 seconds, all the way to the top. Probably
it was
2
very,
stories high.
very
And
fast.
they repaired the roof,
No.
whatever beam, or is it in the same spot?
They didn't.
It is.
I rewound. There were holes in the ceiling. It's continuity.
Okay.
It was clean.
Wow.
I looked.
I benefit of the doubt
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
juice bar.
And so that was episode 2. High five.
Wow.
High five, Danny.
High five.
Oh, God, high five.